All right, welcome into another edition of Coach's Corner. This is NA3AHL edition. I'm joined as always by head coach of the Knights, Josh Fusco. And Josh, first let's get into it. You guys come off a big weekend, another sweep of a weekend. You played Metro Moose in a 2-game series this past weekend and got the 4 points out of it, and got a little chippy here and there. And you're going to go back and play them for a 2-game series this upcoming weekend in their barn. So. You guys had a lot of success on the road this year. I believe the record is 6-0. I know you're undefeated on the road.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, what kind of advice have you given this team to go into hostile environments like that that's led them to have, the success they've had?
I think for the most part it's been the preparation. We get there in plenty of time for the guys to kind of get in the zone and get their mind right and in the right spot. So, they're good. It was kind of a test at first for me to try and figure out the identity of the team.
Yeah.
They definitely like to keep it real loose. So there's a couple times where I get a little worried and kind of like, oh man, this is gonna be a long night. But that's their makeup and that's how they are. You can't change that.
Sure.
That's their style.
Yeah.
But they definitely they're consistent with it's a job. It's their business. Yeah. It's work to them.
Yeah.
So they as soon as we get to the rink and we get on the bus. They're at work, and it's all business, and the laughing and joking around is minimal on the ride, and then we get to the rink, and they put the game face on, and they get warmed up, they get ready to go, and make sure we get a good sweat in and warm ups, and you can really see them kind of get dialed in there. The pregame speech, it's getting them focused, getting them dialed in, not a whole lot of X's and O's, and they go out and they get the job done.
Sure.
So it's been especially with the leadership, they keep things pretty tight. They know what I want. They know how I feel about things. So again, I don't bother them too much prior to the game. I kind of let them do their own thing. I do my own thing. And it seems to be working well. Yeah. So you don't want to change something if it's if it's working. So
right. Exactly.
Stick to the system.
Right. Now. As far as composure in these matchups, obviously there's a lot of meetings because you're not playing a huge amount of opponents. You're seeing a lot of repeat opponents. If anything from our inaugural season in the NA last year, if that taught us anything, it's that the more familiar you get with these opponents, penalty minutes tend to kind of go upward. They kind of go north, and it's just part of the natural process of players, knowing each other and knowing their tendencies, what gets them going and what doesn't, before and after this, all that. But what with this group, it seems that whether they're on the penalty kill, they score shorthanded, they do it pretty frequently.
Yeah.
They've been able to score on the power play. What is it about this group's composure that has been able to again enable them to have that success?
The biggest thing is their compete level.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't get too carried away. I mean, there's sometimes on the bench, like I have to calm them down or tell them, hey, let's stay composed, keep an even keel, not too high, not too low with the emotions. And they do a pretty good job with it. When things, like you said, you played Metro 4 times, twice.
Right.
Here, we played them once on the road the week before, and then now we're going back. So that's 5 games in a short period of time against one team. You start hating each other, and you kind of see it there a little bit, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, man, this has only been 20 minutes of hockey.
Yeah.
We still got 40.
Right.
What the heck? And kind of what I addressed in the locker room in between periods there is we're gonna shut our mouths. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna finish the job.
Sure.
And Metro likes to play physical, and you can kind of see that they came out and that was their game plan.
Sure.
To try and get in our heads, beat on us a little bit, try and get us off our game.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they stay composed. Our boys stay composed.
Yeah.
And it was mostly me telling them, but I think they saw like, okay, we're starting to run around. We're starting to run our mouths. We're starting to go back at them, and we're finding ourselves in a hole. And you can kind of see. I'm actually very, very, very happy with the penalty minutes there.
Yeah.
In that game, I mean, we had 10 penalties in Saturday's game, and turned around, I think we only had 4 Sunday.
Right.
And it was nice to kind of see we for some reason have penalty issues. And it wasn't so much at first, and then it seems like it seems like kind of we're snake bit with, you know, it's one guy is having penalty problems for, you know, 2-3 games, and he's, you know, got the bug rid of, you know, away from him, and somebody else, you know. So, you know, that's been my biggest pet peeve the past 2-3 weeks is the penalties. We have to stay disciplined. We're gonna shoot ourselves in the foot. And it almost, you know, Saturday was a good test. You know, we did, and the week before there against the Wildcats, same thing.
Yeah.
You know, we have the momentum. We take a penalty, and it, you know, I say stupid penalties, but you know, there's good penalties too.
Sure.
And so I shouldn't really say they're all stupid, but they're just bad timing. You know, and we're a team that competes and works hard, and a lot of our penalties are because we're taking a shift off being lazy. You know, we're just not using our heads. So. You know, they do a good job of knowing when's the right time to you know, have a chip on your shoulder, and when's the right time to, you know, we need to lay back a little bit and stick to our game and do our little things, and we're gonna be okay.
Sure. Now your defenseman, he was a leader on this team. Where's the C? Zach Gilarowski. You know, he had a bit of a breakout game on Sunday. I think it was 3 goals and an assist. He gets the hat trick, gets an assist tacked down there. It wasn't like he wasn't scoring before that, but obviously to be a defenseman and to have that kind of impact in a game is significant. So, you know, in addition to the leadership that he brings, how can he channel that moving forward? Again, a lot of the same opponents he'll see again, and a lot of the, you know, same systems. But how can he channel that moving forward to continue to help, you know, boost this team?
You know, and he's wearing the C. You know, and that's something that coming in, he was another guy that had some NA time there at the beginning.
Sure.
And he's a good kid, man. He's a great kid in that locker room. You know, everybody definitely kind of you know, follows under him, and they know what's coming down from the top, and he addresses it.
Sure.
You know, that's coming from coach, and so, you know, he was the right pick for that.
Right.
And he's doing a great job with that. And I, you know, had a nice talk with him, you know, about the leadership, about wearing the C, what it means, what it should mean to him individually as a player, what it means to the team and this organization.
Yeah.
You know, you're wearing a C for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights, and that's something to take a lot of pride in. And he's doing a great job with it. He's, you know, off and running with it, you know. And it was good. You know, he kind of had a rough patch there with the concussion issue. You know, we had him, 3 weeks he was gone, you know, something like, you know, 3 weeks to 4 weeks there. And his rehab, he did all the right things, you know, and he took care of himself, and he really focused on you know, getting better, being healthy, and coming back the correct and proper way. And he did. And you can kind of see he really got in the zone there this past weekend. I mean, he was back to Zach. You know, Zach was back to normal.
Sure.
And he's got a heavy shot. You know, like, I tell you what, I don't want to be on the ice in front of that shot, especially on the power play. And when he's got the puck at the point with some time, he can do some damage, and he does. And I kind of, you know, spoke to him a little bit. You know, him and Jake Fuss as well. You know, shoot the puck. Stop. You know, the 1-2 stick handling and trying to do this and trying to do that. You got to shoot the puck. You know, with a shot like yours, you're gonna blow it right down by the goalie half the time. So it was nice to see him finally settle, kind of relax a little bit on the blue line, kind of relax in the D zone, don't panic, move the puck, get his feet going north, and shoot. And you know, it paid off for him. And I think you could kind of see after that third goal, he was kind of, you know, he was excited, and you can kind of see him take that nice that sigh, like, oh, thank God, you know. So it's great. It's good to see again. You know, like all these boys, I say, it's good to see. But that's the beauty of this sport. You know, the beauty of this team. You know, guys are having the opportunity to really shine, get the exposure, and become better hockey players.
Sure. Now we'll end it with this one. You know, it is. You know, obviously it's a business trip, as you know, as the term goes sometimes in this sport and others. But you're going to Brooklyn, you're going to the city, and I know it's a different environment over there. You know, obviously we're in a bit of a you know, an urban area, a lot of city and a lot of population. But is there any kind of distraction with that in terms of, you know, you're going to the biggest, if not the biggest city in the world, one of them, and you know, you're going to play hockey, but there's so much going on.
Yeah, that, you know, that's kind of a good question. when we went down there the first time, it was nighttime. You know, when we got there and we hit a lot of traffic and. Some of these guys have never seen you.
Right.
And, you know, with being on the bus, we had to go a certain way and go downtown and, you know, go straight through Brooklyn. So we got to go by the Barclays Center.
Right.
You know, and we saw downtown a little bit, and some of the guys were able to see, like, you know, the skyscrapers, the Statue of Liberty going over the bridge. And, you know, like Hendrick, I know, like, he was kind of, like, you know, a little bit in awe. And a couple other guys. And, you know, that's exciting for them. You know, it's exciting for some of these kids to see, you know, the country, and they're living in other regions, you know, like Sam's from Seattle, Washington, you know, so, you know, it's kind of neat seeing them, but, you know, the excitement level was, you know, they knew it was a business trip, you know, and they knew, look, we're not here to go hang out downtown and go over there, and, you know, obviously David from Italy is all, hey, can we go to Little Italy, you know, and, you know, but then, you know, you're seeing people and how they move along the streets and all the traffic. It was neat to see some of them, like, get a kick out of things and make jokes and laugh a little bit. And then as soon as we got to the rink, boom, it was like a switch, you know, back to business. So they, like, again, getting back to that other question, you know, they know when to turn it on, when it's serious, when it's a business, when you know, when we're at work. And I'm not, you know, I say it a lot, I'm not too worried about it. We do have a lot of downtime on Saturday, so I'd like to maybe find something for them to do. You know, nothing too crazy, but then there's the other thing that, you know, 3 games this weekend again. You know, so, you know, on the road Friday, Saturday night, and then we stay at a hotel again, and then we're in Jersey, you know, for the Wildcats. So another long weekend, but I'm not too worried about them losing focus. You know, and obviously we're going to be in a hotel, so there's rules. And, you know, there's not going to be a whole lot of running around and you know, craziness. So, you know, I gotta, obviously my job there is to try and maintain the beast, you know. So I'm not. They're a good group of kids. They know what's right and what's wrong, and you know, they had another weekend in the city, so we'll see how it goes. You know.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you heard it here first. You heard it from Coach and Coach's Corner, and as we talked about, the Knights will be in Brooklyn for 2 games against Metro, and then heading back to Jersey for another one on Sunday to cap off another 3-game weekend. If you want to find out more information, you can visit us online at www.wbsknights.com. You can follow us on Facebook at Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights Hockey, as well as Twitter at WBS Knights to follow up on stats, recaps, player transactions, news, all that and a lot more. Find out what's going on with the team and keep your finger on the pulse there. But once again, Josh, thanks for a few minutes here, and we wish you guys the best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.